I'm here at the NBA draft right now interviewing prospects, and the news just broke that the Wizards traded for CJ McCollum. So basically the report is that the Washington Wizards are trading Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, who's coming off a torn ACL, the 40th pick to the New Orleans Pelicans for CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick. Sources told hoopshype ESPN first to report the full trade details. And this is an interesting one. Now they have CJ McCollum, Marcus Smart, and Chris Middleton as their core. And in this deal, the trade swaps guards. The Wizards shift from Poole to a veteran in McCollum who has an expiring contract. Washington now is expected to approach next offseason in 2026 with $100 million in cap space. Pelicans move younger, possibly more dynamic, with Saddiq Bey going on the wing, which would allow them maybe to be a reclamation project if they were to get a really good God offer from a team for either Herb Jones or Trey Murphy. So with that being said, I think it's definitely interesting to say the least, because this is a deal that for a lot of people, I don't know if it was something that people were expecting. I think, again, the Wizards are not competing. They are just asset building, and they're just getting veterans for taking on contract space. CJ McCollum is going to be an expiring that I would be surprised if they move on from. And the same thing with Chris Middleton, either via buyout or just let their contracts expire. But besides that, yeah, I think it's interesting because it does make this whole situation a bit more interesting due to the fact that now the Wizards could potentially be a team that could be a sneaky play-in team, but I don't think so. I think this is more about the Pelicans trying to regroup and fuel under the new direction of Joe Dumars. And I think that's evident with this trade because Jordan Poole has another year on his deal, and at this point, Poole might be better than McCollum. No offense to CJ, who had a decent year. While I think the other thing that you need to keep notice is that the Wizards are really just asset building, and this is a former Thunder organization staff that is running this team now. So to me, I think it's pretty apparent that they're doing a similar thing, just taking on as many assets as they can, just asset building, while the Pelicans are trying to retool here around the margins with CJ McCollum being flipped for Poole. And I think it's a decent one. Because at the end of the day, when you look at this, it was a low-risk move to hopefully improve the team's guard position from where it was before. So I think at the end of the day, if you think this is a bad trade, it was a low risk with a decent payout if it works out, because McCollum was part of the old backcourt with Ingram, and it was supposed to be with DeJounte. DeJounte's out, so you go with Jordan Poole. And I think the crazy thing is you have to see that this is both teams in different directions. One is trying to get to the playoff. The other is trying to get more assets to build properly. So it's a really weird thing. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Peace.